Welcome to the studio at That Nerd Show. I'm Marcus Blake, and this is your daily nerd news for Monday, February 24th, 2020. Our top stories of the day take us to the world of film. Parasite will be streaming exclusively on Hulu when it is released on streaming services. That's right, you heard it. For you fans of Parasite, and for those who haven't even seen it yet, the Best Picture Oscar winner will be on Hulu exclusively. Hulu landed the exclusive U.S. streaming rights to Parasite, the South Korean film that made Oscar history as the first foreign language film to win the Best Picture. In a deal with Studio Neon, the film will be available for streaming on Hulu beginning Wednesday, April 8th. That's right, Parasite took home about 4 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Original Screenplay for Bong Joon-ho, and Best International Film. It also won the Golden Globe for Best Foreign Language Film, the SAG Award for Best Ensemble Cast, and the Palme d'Or, the top prize at the Cannes Film Festival, or Cannes Film Festival. So anyway, directed by Bong, written by Bong and Han Jin-won, Parasite revolves around the members of a poor family who together scheme to work in a wealthy household by posing as unrelated, highly qualified help. The movie has become a global phenomenon, grossing more than $204 million worldwide so far. The cast includes Song Kang-ho, Choi Woo-shik, Park So-dam, Choi Yeo-jong, Lee Jung-eun, Lee Soon-keun, and Chang Hyet-jin. So starting April 8th, you will be able to check this film exclusively on Hulu. In other movie news, it looks like we might finally know what our next Star Wars feature film is going to be. Maybe. But Star Wars Secret Sith Exegol feature film is already in development, with J.D. Dillard and Matt Owens developing the project for Disney. It was confirmed that a new Star Wars feature is in the works, with the Slight filmmaker J.D. Dillard and Luke Cage and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Writer Matt Owens. But those with knowledge say that it's not definite whether it's going to be for Disney Plus or the big screen. We just want to make that clear starting out in this news story, that it could go straight to Disney Plus and it can be on the big screen. But with all the news that we don't have about what the next features are going to be, it looks like this might be the closest news that we get to the next feature film in the Star Wars franchise. So reportedly the project will take place on the hidden Sith planet of Exegol, which was introduced in last December's Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. This past fourth quarter, Disney had 2 hits: the Disney series The Mandalorian, which drove the streamers near 30 million subscribers, and the 1.06 billion grossing Skywalker trilogy finale, The Rise of Skywalker. However, in the wake of the misfiring of 2018's Solo's A Star Wars Story, the studio has been hesitant about aggressively ramping up what was a huge Star Wars feature spin-off universe. And with the success of the Jon Favreau created Mandalorian, it's made the studio think twice about continuing to extend the franchise on big screen. Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss left the fresh feature trilogy they were hatching, as exclusively reported by Deadline. It's been crickets in the regards to the movement on the franchise by Rian Johnson was developing. In fact, the sequel to Knives Out is more in reality than the future for the near future for this filmmaker. There's also a Star Wars pitch that was made by Marvel boss Kevin Feige. But anyway, right now on the horizon, Star Wars wise for Disney Plus, the second season of The Mandalorian will be out in October. The Rogue One character streaming series with Diego Luna's Cassian Andor and McGregor redoing his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in a series. But right now, we do know that there is a movie about the Star Wars planet Exegol, the Secret Sith planet in the outer reaches of space. So, as soon as we know more, we'll definitely be letting you know. This sounds very interesting. It sounds like we might actually get some more information about Exegol and what was going on there with the First Order. That a lot of fans have criticized the Rise of Skywalker film for not telling us enough about it. Although, rumors the rumor out there is that those answers will be in the Star Wars novelization for The Rise of Skywalker, due out in March, and of course the comics. That's what's going on in the movie news today on Monday. Pardon the interruption while you watch this fantastic video by That Nerd Show, but we wanted to remind you that when you're done, go to mynerdswag.com and check out all the cool swag that we sell to help support this great news outlet. Yeah, if you like funny gaming or pop culture retro t-shirts, we have them. If you want a fantastic nerd bracelet, show your love as a nerd, we have that. We are also the home of the Baby Yoda t-shirt. That's right, we got a Baby Yoda t-shirt that you can buy and help support That Nerd Show. So when you're done, go to mynerdswag.com, check it out, help support the show, and keep the lights on. Every purchase helps. In TV and streaming news, the Love Simon spin-off series Love Victor is moving from Disney Plus to Hulu, and its launch, and it also sets a launch for open season 2 of The Writer's Room. But anyway, the TV series inspired by the praised 2018 movie Love Simon is moving from Disney Plus to the Disney-controlled Hulu streaming service. The half-hour comedy, which will be retitled Love Victor after its protagonist, will debut in June. This is the LGBTQ Pride month of the year, so it's very fitting that it would be released this year. But hailed for its LGBTQ inclusivity, the 2018 Love Simon, based on the Becky Albertalli's young adult novel Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda, is a coming-of-age film about Simon, a closeted gay teen growing up in the suburbs of Atlanta. The series centers on Victor, a new student at Creekwood High School. The high school featured in the movie on its own journey of self-discovery, facing challenges at home, adjusting to a new city, and struggling with his sexual orientation. Love Victor's move from Disney Plus to Hulu's mirrors a similar relocation from Disney Plus to Hulu of another series based on the movie High Fidelity. High Fidelity. Headlined by Zoe Kravitz. Both involve the realistic portrayal of issues faced by young adults that may not be appropriate for families to watch with their young kids, something that has become imperative for a Disney Plus program. Love Victor depicts alcohol use, parents' marital issues, and sexual exploration. At Hulu, it will join several other comedic series with drama elements about teens in high school, including fellow Hulu originals Pen 15 and Looking for Alaska, Freeform's Grownish, which streams on Hulu. There's also been some growing pains, but Disney Plus has started to firm up its programming brand as a place of family-friendly fare, differentiating itself from the more adult-oriented Hulu. In case you didn't know, Hulu is actually owned by Disney. As a result, shows that are considered more mature than what Disney Plus would feel comfortable programming are being shifted to Hulu. At Disney Plus, 20th Century TV, part of the Disney TV series, has a Turner and Hooch series based on the popular movie as well, which we reported on last week. So that's what's going on in terms of movie and streaming news this Monday. Now we turn our attention to gaming news. And gaming news today is all about the new Xbox Series X. We have a lot of announcements that have come out over this past weekend. Phil Spencer confirmed the Xbox Series graphics specs are more than 8 times stronger than the Xbox One. A lot of other things are happening, but the two big features are going to be dealing with graphics and, of course, the backwards compatibility. So I'm going to jump right in and tell you what's going on. But according to Spencer, Microsoft's next generation console will deliver 12 teraflops of graphics processing power, or twice that of an Xbox One X, more than 8 times the original Xbox One, the first generation. This lines up with rumors from the December 19th, which suggested the Xbox Series specs would be more than double the Xbox One X in many areas. Teraflops, if you don't know what they are used to measure the power of a GPU. Teraflops are calculated using a processor's clock speed and core count, and while more teraflops doesn't always lead to better real-world performance, with 2 to 8 times that of Xbox One, it's safe to say that Xbox Series X will be a substantial step up. Graphics aside, Spencer says the console's main processor, that is the CPU, is also roughly 4 times stronger than the chip processing of the standard Xbox One. Xbox Series X delivers a true generational leap in processing and graphics power, with cutting-edge techniques resulting in higher frame rates, larger, more sophisticated game worlds, and an immersive experience unlike anything we've seen in gaming, he added. Much of Spencer's blog from his post this past weekend reiterates features and figures we've heard before. NVMe SSD storage, full Xbox backwards compatibility, 120 FPS support, and so on. However, a few new and previously unexplored features were also highlighted, and we're going to get to those in a minute. One of them is Microsoft's proprietary variable rate shading. Spencer says this enables developers to better prioritize specific elements like characters or objects, resulting in more stable frame rates and higher resolution with no impact in the final image of quality. So getting to the other things that they outlined, we mentioned Xbox Series X's backwards compatibility. It will have backwards compatibility for 4 generations of Xbox games all in one place. So, the Xbox boss Phil Spencer also outlined that the backwards compatibility support in his new blog post as well. He stated, "Our commitment to compatibility means existing Xbox One games, including backwards compatible Xbox 360 and original Xbox games, look and play better than ever before. Your favorite games, including titles in Xbox Game Pass, benefit from a steadier frame rates, faster load times, and improved resolution and visual fidelity. All with no developer work required. Your Xbox One games accessories also come forward with you. In other words, if you can play an Xbox One, you can play it on Xbox Series. This also applies to previous generation games. So not all Xbox 360 and original Xbox games will be playable on the Xbox Series X, but everything in Microsoft's ever-expanding backwards compatible library will." Now, this is important to keep in mind that not all Xbox 360 games are backwards compatible, and they do change that up from time to time. But those that are currently backwards compatible this year will be available on the new Xbox One Series X. You can also download a lot of different games from Microsoft straight to the hard drive that maybe a disc may not necessarily work. Some of the Call of Duty games, for example, like Black Ops 2, and of course some of the older Call of Duty games. But anyway, with the Xbox Series X specs, sporting an NVMe SSD adds dramatically more RAM and a much beefier CPU and GPU. Older games should run smoothly and load lightning fast. In a previous interview with GameSpot, Spencer confirmed that the Xbox Series X backwards compatibility will be available when the console launches this holiday season in 2020. In fact, he also said that he's already using it himself. They wanted to make sure we had that day one. We want to deliver on the compatibility promise, and so he said that he's been playing a few Xbox 360 games himself. In addition, there is a God damn it, why am I always fucking coughing? In addition to Phil Spencer's blog post this past weekend, there was a lot of other things that we learned that will be coming in the new Xbox One Series X. So here are some of the other things besides backward compatibility and, of course, the graphics. Smart delivery will clear up confusion. Microsoft is tearing down the barriers between traditional console generations. The company clearly understands that they need to make things clear for players as physically possible. That's why it's introducing the Smart Delivery. This technology will ensure that you are getting the right version of platform exclusives regardless of whether you're planning to play them on Xbox One or Xbox Series X. Smart delivery will be available for all games out of the Xbox Game Studios family, including Halo Infinite, which is still scheduled to launch alongside the console holiday 2020. Phil Spencer also said that this technology is available for all developers and publishers, and they can choose to use it for titles that will be released on Xbox One first and then come to the Xbox Series X later. Xbox Game Pass will be available on the Xbox Series X. It's not really that big of a surprise, but it is coming. And of course, it's great to see Microsoft commit to bringing the game subscription service into the next generation. Not only will Game Pass on Xbox Series X include titles from across 4 generations of consoles, but it will continue to include first-party game day and day 2. So yes, that means that the likes of Halo Infinite, Bleeding Edge, Grounded Wasteland 2, and whatever else Microsoft may have in the works will be available through Game Pass at no additional cost. So you should be able to get that day one on Xbox Game Pass, which is one of the great things that we love about it. Xbox Series X will support 120 FPS. As we've said in the second, it will support the 120 frames per second. This is a huge step over what we've had receiving consoles up to date, and most titles locked to either 30 frames or 60 frames, and developers strive for balance between stability, smoothness, and graphical fidelity. It's not difficult to imagine just how developers will balance an output of 120 frames per second against either 1080p or 4K resolutions. But anyway, they are promising that exceeding 60 frames per second will allow developers to introduce heightened realism or fast-paced action in the next generation console. VRS will drastically change the game performance. While we have yet to see any Xbox Series games in action, Microsoft is already making some big promises when it comes to upgraded visual fidelity. Phil Spencer revealed a patented form of variable rate shading will come to Xbox Series X, and yes, this is a fancy way of saying that it will make games look and run better than ever before. Quick Resume keeps multiple play sessions on track. Quick Resume will let the console save your place in multiple games at once with no need for title screens and loading saves. Though Phil Spencer has previously confirmed that the console would support that kind of feature, this is the first time we've gotten an official name to it. It might sound silly to say right now, but it could easily turn out to be one of Xbox Series X's most impactful new features, entirely because it's so simple. We've all had those moments where we've groaned at the prospect of starting a game fresh, both because it will take longer and we'll have to do the same thing once we go back to other games we're currently playing. For folks who can't ever just play one game at a time, Quick Resume will be a huge savior. DirectX ray tracing, one of the next generation's major buzzwords, ray tracing. In layman's terms, it can be best understood as a prettier, more authentic in-game lighting. What that means for you is the realistic reflections, refractions, God rays, and acoustics, all powered by Microsoft's own DirectX tech. It'll bring the console graphics and performance even closer to that of gaming PC standards, and will no doubt make bouncing between your Xbox Series X and PC versions of Play Anywhere titles more seamless than ever. HDMI 2.0 support makes friends with your new TV. Shiny new consoles are great, but they're only ever going to look as good as your TV can display them. With that in mind, Microsoft has partnered with your TV manufacturers in the HDMI forum to make sure Xbox Series X supports many of the features in HDMI 2.1 as possible. If your TV has the right connections, that means your Xbox Series X will be able to tell it automatically to select the lowest latency mode for the most responsible possible gaming. No need to poke around the menus for the game mode. So it'll automatically do it for you. That's just a few things that are also coming to the Xbox One Series X. So it looks like we got a lot of good stuff that's going to make this an incredible console to buy. One other quick thing that we wanted to mention is Cyberpunk 2077 Xbox Series X version will be free to Xbox One owners of the game when it's available. Those who purchase a copy of Cyberpunk 2077 on Xbox One will be able to play the game on the Xbox Series X for free. Developer CG Project Red confirmed this last week. In response to the latest spec news for the next generation console, the Witcher 3 studio stated in a tweet that gamers should never be forced to purchase the same game twice or pay for upgrades. Thus becoming upcoming sci-fi RPG will be playable on Xbox Series as a free upgrade for those who already own it. That's right, you only have to buy it once. And that is a new thing when it comes to consoles. We've never had that before. Usually, if you wanted a new game for the new console, you had to buy it brand new. So there you go. They also was saying is what's less clear is whether the upgrade is simply the backwards compatibility version of Cyberpunk 2077 on the current generation consoles or a fully fledged next generation port developed specifically for the Xbox Series X and its direct competitor, the PS5. More details about that will come out later, but they've already stated that Cyberpunk 2077 won't be available on either of those upcoming consoles when they launch this holiday season. When contacted, the studio explained that it had nothing more to share at this time. So you won't be able to get PS5 copies or Xbox Series X copies right away for this game when it comes out in October. But with the backwards compatibility issues coming for the PS5 and the Xbox One Series X, it shouldn't be a big deal. You should be able to just put your disc in and play anyway. That's the big gaming news of the day. It's all about the Xbox, and we finally got a lot of things confirmed that have just been mere rumor up to this point. So it sounds like we're going to have one hell of a console coming out this holiday season, and we can't wait to check it out. That has been your gaming, TV, and streaming and movie news for Monday, February 24th. Now to our question of the day, and we're going to continue rolling right along talking about the Xbox Series X. It's the big question every time you have a new generation of consoles come out, which one should you buy? So we're just going to ask the question since we've been talking about Xbox. With everything that we just announced about the Xbox Series X, should you buy the Xbox Series X over the PlayStation 5 this holiday season? Will it be the better console? It's got backwards capability. It sounds like it's going to have awesome graphics, and I'm sure the PlayStation 5 will have the same. With Game Pass attached to it and being able to play more backwards compatible games, is the Xbox Series X the better console to buy? Will it surpass the PlayStation 5? Now, if you're a serious gamer, you're going to end up with both. But if you're having to make a choice, how do you make that choice? Some are already going to gravitate towards the Xbox because they're Xbox gamers. Just like some will always gravitate towards PlayStation because they're PlayStation gamers. You know, the majority of us at that nerd show, we're PlayStation gamers. But we also have both. And we've talked a lot throughout the last year or so how Xbox Game Pass really is the best value in gaming. So, is the Xbox Series X the better value? Should you buy that over the PlayStation 5 this holiday season? Tell us what you think. I mean, let's look at the pros and cons. And I know that we don't know a whole lot about the PlayStation 5 because they haven't announced anything. But as of today, with what we just said, would you buy the Xbox Series X over PlayStation 5? I got to admit that I probably would, as much as I love PlayStation, because of everything that I'm going to be able to get with this Xbox. And I have gravitated more and more towards the Xbox over the last couple of years than I have with PlayStation, especially with the Game Pass. I will end up with both, no matter what. But which one would I buy first? For me personally, it's probably, as of right now, it would be the Xbox Series X. I just feel like it's the better buy. But what would you do? Are you hardcore PlayStation fans strictly going to be with PlayStation no matter what? Just like the hardcore Xbox gamers are going to stick with Xbox? What if you're one of those independents that you just don't know what to buy because you only have so much money. Will you buy this one before? Will you buy the Xbox Series X before PlayStation 5? Let us know your answers. You can tweet us out at That Nerd Show. We would definitely love to hear from you. I'm Marcus Blake with That Nerd Show, and this has been your daily nerd news for Monday, February 24th, 2020. Until the next time, goodbye. Hello there, fellow nerds. I'm Marcus Blake, the editor and producer of That Nerd Show, and we need your help. That's right, we need your support. Like any news outlet, we rely on advertising and donations to keep the lights on. To be the greatest show in this universe, we need funding, and that's where you come in. Like most artists out there, we actually have a Patreon account, and we're asking for donations. But we're not just asking for you to give us money. We actually have stuff that we're going to be giving away if you donate. So we'll be uploading more and more videos to our Patreon account from YouTube, from our daily news to interviews with celebrities to gaming videos and all of our other individual shows that we are doing here in 2020. But to keep us going, we need a little bit of funding. And again, that's where you come in. So it can be as little as $1. $1 makes all the difference in the world. And you can do anywhere from $1 to $3 to $5, all the way up to $500. And we're going to be giving stuff away for your donations. So you can get some Nerd Power wristbands or any other wristbands from our series of wristbands that we're creating for nerds. You can get cool retro gaming t-shirts from our Nerd Swag shop if you make a donation of $20 or more. You can even get advertising on our website or within our videos if you make a purchase or donate $50 or more dollars. We have different tiers, like most artists. Want that new video game that's coming out this year? You want to be playing the same video game we are as we're reviewing it? Hey, you can do that with a $100 donation. Are you looking to get a new console before the year is out? Hey, $500 and you can get an Xbox One, a PlayStation 4, or even a Nintendo Switch. It just takes a little bit to help us. As little as $1 per video that we do. And we're going to have a variety of videos that you can help support. So if you like our content, if you like everything that we do as nerds, from honest conversations about pop culture to great celebrity interviews to wacky and fun gaming videos, then help support us on our Patreon account. You can check us out at patreon.com/thatnerdshow. You can check us out at patreon.com/that. Take 3. Go to patreon.com/thatnerdshow and make your donation today. Even if it's just $1, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you and stay nerdy.